Hello, everyone. This is Apex Predator. This is what if Deku was transported to Black Clover. Suggested by Thusman's Crimson Narrator. But anyway, so we're gonna start. So at this time in the Black Clover universe, Asta and Yuno are about 5 years old. 5 years old. And Deku, in My Hero Academia, is also 5 years old after getting the news that he is quirkless, an anonymous being. The anonymous being that will be literally doing everything to make things happen. So, anyway. So, what Deku does, what the anonymous being does, is he wipes his memory of quirks and puts it in of magic. He wipes away hero society and puts in the kingdom and society as that. As the anonymous being teleports Deku to Black Clover. As it is night and the anonymous being knocks on the door while Deku is standing there with basically being mind controlled, so he doesn't know what's going on or anything. And he releases him as the door opens and the anonymous being vanishes, so no one sees him at all. Enko is worried. He's gone missing. End of story. And he gets he comes into the family of the small church that whereas Asta and Yuno are being raised. And throughout their lives, as goes in canon, Asta does not have any magic. Yuno has wind magic and other types of magic, but mainly wind magic. Asta is obsessed with training. This is probably a year before the actual anime starts. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not gonna search anything now because I don't have data. I don't have mobile data and the power's out. Yay, load shedding. Anyway. So, we cut to Deku and Asta training in the demon skull. As Deku is using his gravity magic to basically put a lot more weight onto Asta and himself as they're both training their bodies, because Deku is slightly smarter than the average person. It's yeah, let's put on some muscle, why don't we? So if someone can negate my magic, magic, as Asta can negate magic. Like, I can just, punch the living lights out of them. Punch the lights out of them. So that's what his thought process is. If I can't use my magic, I'll punch him in the face. Well, Asta's like, I don't have magic, I'm gonna punch him in the face. Basically. So, they do this for the next year, as Asta is basically take Asta and take half of Asta and add it to a single Asta. So he's 0.5 times stronger than times Asta by 1.5, you get him. So he's not twice as powerful, he's just half as half him plus him type thing, if you get what I mean. So 5,750 type thing. And Deku is actually slightly physically stronger than Asta. And Asta is really confused because Deku doesn't do as many push-ups, as many workouts. He's confused about that, but sorry. But Deku knows to rest his body so his muscles can, muscle fibers can regenerate, and it basically, you get what I mean. He's smarter when working out. And Asta has a ripped body, to be honest. So does Deku, but Deku's more of a slimmer type, body type. So, jeez, I know he said my name for some reason. Jeez. I'm really waiting for the anonymous being to be acknowledged. So, we cut to the next year, where they are going to get their grimoires. As Asta and Yuno are having their normal rivalry and stuff, Deku's just like on the sidelines, just be like, yeah, I'd rather not piss anyone off, but yeah. So, whatever. I guess having rivalries does make you stronger. As he scratches the back of his head, as they get into the Grimoire library, as everyone comments about how many of those birds that go to weaker magics as they are surrounding Asta. Asta still does not get a grimoire, while gets a 4-star, no, not 4-star, jeez, a 4-leaf clover, 4-leaf clover grimoire. And some people are confused at the sheer amount of distance between Izuku and literally any of the birds. Because Asta has like 1, 2 flying around him. Everyone has like 3, 4, 5, 6. Asta has like all of them around him. But Deku has nothing. No one. Like no birds near him. He has a lot more magical power. granted by the anonymous being. And no, he does not remember Kachan, Bakugo, nor does he really recall much of his mother, but he just knows that he must be kind to others. And so that drives him. For the mother he never got to know, he will do anything just to keep that little bit of memory that he has of her, to be kind and take care of other people. So that's his little motto. As once everyone got their grimoires, they look, and from one of the top shelves, there is a 4-leaf clover gravity grimoire that comes out and comes straight in front of Deku, as he is amazed by this contradictory, that he has a 4-clover grimoire. As he takes it, closes it, and just smiles and is like, yes, I can protect more people now. Now I just need to practice and get to the capital. As he looks over to Asta, who is still awaiting his grimoire, as Deku couldn't bear to see it, so he walks up to Asta and hugs him, as he says sorry. But you never know, you could get one later. You never know what might transpire in this world, eh? We got magic. What if someone had no magic? Would they have anti-magic? As he had gotten quite smart in everything, basically. He's smarter than Asta, well, definitely smarter than Asta. Smarter than Yuno. And more well-versed in magic than Yuno. As Deku leaves, and leaves Yuno and Asta to walk on their own, as when Asta is walking through that little pass where there's walls and then the sunset or sunrise, Asta still gets attacked. There's no help from Deku or Yuno. Well, yes, that whole scene transpires as normal. It's just that Asta gets his grimoire and just demolishes the chain grimoire guy. Like, he dashes like twice as fast as in canon, and actually slices a giant gash in the guy's torso, knocking him out and making him bleed. As Yuno and Asta have that same little moment. As they go back to the church and they say their goodbyes, and as Asta and Yuno are talking, Izuku basically grabs his basically makes himself weightless and starts to fly, using gravity magic to push himself in certain directions, well, mainly forwards and upwards, so he's basically flying with gravity magic. And he's going pretty fast, to be honest. And then Yuno gets on his broom and starts traveling while Asta starts running as fast as he can, getting his cardio in. As they stop a few times in the common realm, as they go to the capital, the kingdom. Well, they are in the kingdom, but the capital. As they get in, Asta is actually waiting for Yuno, with Deku being right next to him. As Yuno arrives, like, how the hell did you guys get here so fast? As Asta exclaims, well, I just ran as fast as I could. And I guess my sleep schedule was a bit tight, though. As Deku just flicks him on the forehead. Dummy. You know you're supposed to get some proper sleep, and don't overwork yourself. That's how you hurt your body. That's not how you get stronger. Okay, remember that, Asta. Cut it down on the push-ups, the sit-ups, and all your training. Like, take 100 away from each exercise, and rest more. You'll heal up your muscles faster if you do that. As Asta just like, so is that why you're stronger than me? As Deku chops him on the head, is like, yes. And I just use gravity magic to fly, by the way, you know. Sorry if my voice is a bit too deep for Deku. He has a slightly more mature voice to him, but not like deep. Anyway, as Deku notices a cute little bird on Asta's head, is like, hey, dude, you do realize there's a little bird on your head, right? It's like, wait, what? As he tries to catch it, but it flies away. It's like, where are you going? As he exclaims. It's like, dude, don't worry about it. You can probably tame it and it can be your pet. As he pats his head. As the rest of them do a little bit of shopping, you could say, getting some food for themselves. As they go into the entrance exam, technically, as Asta has his same interaction with Yami, Deku is just there face palming, is like, really, Asta? How do you not recognize Yami from the Black Balls? Do you even study at all? Anything? Do you know about the capital and all the different knights, magic knights? It's like, no. Why? Dude, you should. Otherwise, you would have known that that's probably one of the most destructive people there. It's like, oh, wait, really? Damn. Oh, I'm sorry for causing trouble. It's like, don't say sorry to me, okay? Anyway, let's just get this over with. As they start and Asta can't lift himself with his broom, as Deku's just holding his has his two fingers on the bridge of his nose. It's like, Asta, as Deku's just flying with no broom, just like twirling it around himself like a bow staff. As everyone sees this, they're like, damn, that guy is talented. well, let's see if he actually gets far. As is there doing his normal thing as an anime. As so, is the same, well, as strong as in canon. He's not stronger because he doesn't physically train and uses his magic to, like, help him better his magic power, like Deku did. Basically putting weights upon weights upon weight on himself and Asta, and also him practicing how to use his magic without technically thinking about it. As he can literally float, like take away the gravity and float himself while he's sleeping, to that extent. So he can, like, he hasn't gotten that far in pure control over it, that he can fly around while being asleep. He can just float above his bed and sleep there. And basically give him his, basically a very simplistic thing of putting your body in the correct gravity to reduce the strain on your muscles, your bones, and your spine when you're sitting down, because apparently sitting down is extremely bad. Like, basically, he's very smart about his own body. As Deku is just there, and they carry on with certain different tests as and Deku just aced them, and Asta's just there doing his normal thing. And at the end, when they're doing the one-on-one fights, Deku just smiles and looks at Asta as like, well, I hope you get a good partner, buddy, as he pats him on the shoulder and goes to find his own partner. As Deku literally just thinks in his head, is like, well, at least I trained him physically, otherwise he wouldn't be here. Anyway, and I'm glad that he has a grimoire, even though it's literally just to summon a sword. As he looks back, is like, as he kind of feels an ominous presence about Asta's grimoire, is like, maybe there's more to it. As he puts that to the back of his mind and carries on trying to look for someone. As he finds, just gonna make up a random guy, a guy with a fire grimoire, and I'd say, like, very powerful, but not too powerful. Like, literally, to explain it, Deku is 1,000, he is 6,500. Well, 650. If you want to talk power levels. Is 70. Asta is, because he's, well, stronger, he's 725, and Deku is 1,000. Just to put this in perspective for you. So, Deku goes up with this fire mage. As the fire mage uh, casts 5 fireballs and shoots them at incredible speeds, Deku just creates a gravity in space that is so strong that it creates a wormhole. Basically, gravity warp, as you can see it as the first thing there. Thank you, Crimson. Okay, I like you, Crimson. You're a good guy. Thank you so much. As well as Advanced Unit. Thank you. But anyway, so he uses that and just basically creates 5 wormholes and catches all 5 of the things and creates another 5 behind him, all aimed at the guy who cast it, basically hitting himself with his own fire magic. As the wormholes dissipate, the guy is actually using Monoskin, and he was protected, but he's still taking a little bit of damage. As Deku just gets into a running stance, but instead of running, he just does one leap and dashes straight to him, putting gravity magic into his hand, as it would give him a lot more of a kick or hit to it. Basically putting reverse gravity, so it pushes away to such an extent that it basically destroys armor and destroys muscles if you're punched by it. So the guy is using Monoskin, which is basically an armor, breaks through it and ruptures a few muscles, getting him in the stomach and making him fly into a pillar as the guy is knocked out and falls down to the ground. And so as everyone is astonished by the pure power and extreme magic power that they have been a witness to them, it was like he dashed at light speed, because they did not even see him like moving towards him. It looked like he used his own gravity wormhole. So that's how it looked to them. They don't know that he's actually physically strong. They just saw the purple gravity magic around his fist and him punching him. They don't actually know that he's physically strong. So yeah, as the rest goes as normal, Asta slashes the guy's bubble and just knocks the guy out. Not doing that much, basically doing the same damage as Cannon, because he had learned to try and control his strength, because he made a giant gash in the guy's chest the first time he used his sword. As everything's done and the selections happen, so everyone goes. Somewhere a lot are rejected, and only a minor sum of them have been accepted into different magic nights, into the different things. As Asta goes up and is actually the Black Bull's Yami says, fuck it, why not? As he raises his hand and Asta accepts as he's led into the Black Bulls. He's still in the Golden Dawn, as Deku isn't that worried about because he knows he can handle himself and he's pretty smart, but he knows Asta and he's not to be rude, but he's kind of a dumbass. But anyway, he gets picked by everyone, all of them. But he's like, I better look after Asta and the Black Bulls. So he picks the Black Bulls. As everyone is shocked as, what? Why didn't he just go to the Golden Dawn with that kid As understands and nods his head while Deku was looking at him, and Deku nods his head as he basically said, trying to present the words, take care of yourself. As that whole fiasco is done, as they're brought to their different homes, giant mansions, Deku and Asta are flying, actually, while Asta is being literally dragged by the collar. Basically, he's flying right next to Deku, just flying, Deku using his magic to fly him and Asta as they arrive where Yami is using their spatial magic users' space magic. And they get there, and I will continue this in the next episode. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want. Have a great day. Don't get corona. It's a very bad thing. Thank you for listening, everyone. Have a great day. And again, thanks, Crimson Narrator. You're the best. Have a wonderful day and be safe.